many people who didn't read my books, then I have to try to convey some principles to all of you, and it is difficult if you didn't read my books. Anyway, I've tried to convey to you some principles and some ideas that were the outcome of many years of studies. I went through many revolutions. Through music, through business, through education, to understand that there is no revolution, external revolution, that can change the world. Then I turned towards myself and understand that the world is nothing else than a projection of your own being. I discovered that the inner and the outer are not separate realities. I discovered that the vision and reality are one and the same. That being and having are one and the same. You can have only what you are responsible for. I discovered that out there is no war, no conflict, no disease, no poverty, no death. And all and everything is just an image, a reflection, a representation of your inner being. Difficult to understand. That's why if you didn't read my books, it is difficult to convey these principles to you. But anyway, I understood and realized that the slightest change in your inner being moves mountains, and project yourself as a giant in the world of events. Then you see inner states and the outer events are one and the same. Then now you know where to intervene. If you try to change the outer world, the outer events and circumstances, you will never succeed. You have to turn towards yourself and see that all comes from within. If you realize this, poverty, disease, death will disappear. When you realize that all comes from within, fear will disappear. And when fear goes, when fear disappears, all and everything will happen successfully. Then this is the inner economy. To be able to be in charge with your inner being, to know what is going on within yourself. And it doesn't matter if you are living the hell within. As long as you are able to watch it, observe it, that very thing, that pain, that suffering, that inner misery will never manifest. The world is as you dream it. The world is as it is because you are as you are, not vice versa. This is very, very difficult to understand, to accept. Because at the moment that you realize that all comes from you, from within, you will be in charge and whatever is happening outside. And it is very, very difficult to accept it. To understand that you yourself are the only author and creator of the reality you are living in. I read many questions coming from you readers. And the main question is, how can I deal with the world outside myself when it seems that everything is going on, is falling apart? In any historical time where the entire humanity seems to be attacked by some an invisible enemy, and no one is able to turn towards himself, herself, and see that all comes from within. If you realize this, you will find yourself in a state of certainty, security, safety. Nothing can attack you if you realize that all comes from you, from within. Nothing, no one. It is a paradoxical, and yet you yourself are in charge. You can change the entire world. You can eliminate wars, poverty. You can eliminate death. Because death is only within. There is no death out there. That is an hypnotism. And all humanity fell in some self-created prison. This is my vision. It is not something that I want you to follow. I didn't create any movement, no religion, because it is impossible to guide the entire humanity towards something that represents the multitude, the chaos, and duality. Only the individual can escape. then I am talking to you yourself, not to the crowd. It's impossible. You yourself, if you understand that you yourself can change the world through an inner understanding, an inner realization, an inner revolution, then you will see that the world will recognize you and acknowledge you and be all gratitude to you for your conquest. Just a few seconds. Turn towards yourself. You know, I am in your room this moment. We have hundreds of people on the screen, online. But I am talking to you yourself. I am in your room. You are in my room. And that is a great, great opportunity. Because we can talk to each other and feel each other and to become one and understand how beautiful and how simple is to change the events and circumstances and experiences outside yourself. The slightest change in your being moves mountains. But we do not want to change. We love suffering. We love pain. We really believe that pain, suffering, and all negative emotions are our protectors. They protect us. But it is not so. And yet it is very, very difficult to abandon something that you love so much, which is your suffering. We are here, all of us, for one only reason: to win death. You know, people go through politics, economics, media, their own jobs, and they forget that they are here to conquer something which is just an illusion, death. Then how can you win something that does not exist like death? You have to conquer the description of death, something that they gave you when you were a child, your teachers, your environment, your parents. They let you believe that one day everything will end and you have to end something they call death. And you know, I had a rebellion to this concept. And I tried all my life to understand how to eliminate something that does not exist. And I understood that death is only within yourself. then deathlessness is the very economy. Deathlessness means to love yourself inside. Deathlessness is the alchemy of loving yourself inside. Deathless means timelessness, means fearlessness, doubtlessness. When you will be without doubts and fears and negative emotions, you will conquer something that belongs to you. You will return to something that it is your very nature, which is deathlessness, integrity. Love in Latin languages, and I think also in Portuguese, means is translated like amore, amor, amor, which means absence of mors, which is morte, absence of death. Then you can conquer death by understanding that you have to love yourself inside. If I say I love you, it means we are in absence of death. And this is what we have to conquer within ourselves. We have to realize that fears, doubts, negative emotions, destructive thoughts are all an illusion. Your very nature is integrity. Your very nature is freedom. Your very nature is a deathlessness. When you conquer deathlessness, you will never witness any death outside yourself. It's impossible. And no one can see any death. And never can see you dying. It's impossible. Then we should dedicate our life to something that is very, very simple because it belongs to you. It belongs to you. Deathlessness. Okay, thank you. Is there some question? I believe that there are many questions. Probably we have to find some other session, or we will have another meeting in the next few days or next month, because we can answer to all questions. There are many.
So I'm Tina, I'm from Georgia. This is the Republic of Georgia, on the Black Sea, next to Turkey and Russia. You probably all
beautiful
know that.
Country.
Oh, you know?
I've
really?
been there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. When you've been here?
I've been in a few years ago, but
oh, really?
Was it Tbilisi? Was it?
Yeah, Tbilisi, capital.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's such a beautiful country.
Oh, I'm
beautiful
so yeah.
town.
Okay. Yeah.
Great.
Wow.
I have many friends from Georgia.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Many people. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really good. That's really good to hear. So, your book was suggested to me by my Jungian psychoanalytic here in Georgia. He's one of the prominent one, and that was really onto the real, like, very important and right moment of my life, and all this. Simplicity of the text, that was the unique for me, because since then I'm watching the videos and your interviews and the parallel reading the book, so I'm in the middle of it. I have another book also over technology of Dreamer, so and that was real, like, very very exciting discovery for me, and thank you for that.
Thank you.
And so my question, so you've been here in Georgia, you have friends, and so generally I'm really thankful, and I think about the country itself. We're a very tiny country with kind of like huge states around us, and like we as a nation are more or less kind of, even we are really exciting, we love to sing and everything and enjoy life, but still a lot of diseases, mental health problems, and physical problems, and we're kind of as a nation are more really like in a low mood and depressed. So when I'm reading it, so I'm like everybody's like that. I'm not the exception. That the thing that I read, and I'm really excited. I want to share. So first, my idea was how I can share this book to the people. To more people here in Georgia, so to have a like translation that we can organize. So to whom, my question is like, to whom I can personally contact to have an authority to translate and publish the book, how it works technically. And another thing that we are the group of entrepreneurs. I'm a former journalist, filmmaker, so I have like a diverse interest in my life. So and now we are about to start web platform for the in this very hard moment for the world. We want to have a platform to share like a joyful, to share like inspiring events and stories and people. So we would love to have an interview with you at some point, at some time, if it's possible.
I would be happy.
Oh, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And
I know something that the people I met in Georgia, and they are still in contact with me. I know that they went through a very tough moments, and I remember when they were fighting. From their house,
Oh, really? Yeah.
And it is difficult. I am sure that it is difficult for you to understand what I mean when I say that there is no war outside ourselves.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Because you can say that I have been living the war. I have seen the war in my country. And I tell you, I cannot, justify your being in a country where the conflicts and the war is really overwhelming all the people. But you have to understand that they are the greatest opportunity. You, from that war, you will come out, without any harm. And if you really understand that the only war existing is only within you, and when you get rid of that conflict within yourself, you will save even your country. This is very, very important. It's difficult to accept, to understand that the war is never outside ourselves, but within us. And if you observe it, and if you stay very close to that inner conflict, you will see that it will disappear from within, and then you save your country. Because you and your countries are one and the same. There is no distance, there is no gap. Then if you see a war outside yourself, you have to be sincere with yourself and understand that you can see a war, a conflict outside, only if you have a conflict within yourself. And what we have to heal and take care of is our inner war. And it's difficult to accept. I know this, but you will see that when you get rid of your inner conflicts, you cannot happen in any conflict outside yourself. It cannot happen. It's like death. You can eliminate the death from outside only if you win death within yourself. And understand that death outside yourself is just a way out from many deaths that you are victim of within yourself. And if you eliminate your inner conflicts, you will see that your country will be safe and your people. This is my vision. Now you can say, how can I do it? I am just a small woman, let's say, with no power at all to change the mentality of a country. And I tell you that it is so. You will be able to change the mentality of your country if you abandon your inner suffering and your inner conflict. I would be happy to have an interview with you anytime. Please have my number, my email from Julia, and you contact me and we will be in touch. Okay?
Thank you so much. Thank you. So
thank you. Tina. What's your name?
Tina.
Oh, that's
Tina.
Italian, isn't it? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Ciao,
thank you for that. Ciao.
Ciao, Giovanna.
Hello, good evening. Thank you so much for this special gift.
Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, and
you have a question?
Yes, I have a question. I'm training myself to apply and to the principles, and I'm dedicating and I'm focusing all my life on the principles that you bring to the world. And for me, it doesn't exist anything else. And I'm happy because of this. Yes. I'm praying myself.
Try to participate also to many other things in life. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have just the School for Gods, or Technology of the Dreamer. I mean, you know that they tell you to enjoy life, also the external life. You know, this is very important. And
yes, I know, but it's I feel so well when I go within myself, and I interact with the outer world, of course, but my solitude is very, very precious for me. Every day, more and more. Time and the world stops for a few seconds.
good.
I don't know if I can explain. And in that moment, everything is perfect, and everything is perfect for me. And I'm training myself to eliminate all that I used to believe in. And also this empty space it's joyful for me. But my question is, now, and I don't know, I'm trying to remember what I want to do in practice, as business. And I'm working on myself to remember this, because I know that I feel that I have to remember it. I'm not asking myself if it's true or not true. It is. That's it. And
You are asking me.
no, it's not. What can I do more to? How can I remember what? I know, maybe it's a simple question, what I want to do in practice. It's because I'm not afraid of the void that I feel. So and sometimes I can touch it and it's perfect. I don't have another word. It's perfect.
You are, Joanna, you are already living a very good time. It's why you are trying to see more or to go beyond. It is, there is no beyond. You are living the moment in the right way. And this is something that many others do not live as you are living. And then you are blessed. You are in a very, you are living a very good moment in your life. I mean, enjoy it. And don't try to desire something more or to, you know, it's then the moment that you desire, you lose also those moments. They are, you know, very, very good moments. It's I want you to understand that my purpose in to write the books were to try to convey to you the capacity of doing. It is they are not spiritual books. They have nothing of esoteric. They are telling you how to move and how to do. You know, it's a very important. They are practical manuals for you to move in the ordinary life and to change the reality which surrounds you. And then it is a very practical way to face the world outside. If you have those moments, very intimate, full of yourself, if you have some moments of totality, this is this is the very doing. This is the very power of doing. And you shouldn't worry about what can be your job or what can be your life. You will see that everything will happen mirroring your inner states and conditions. Then if you are really sincere with yourself and understand that you are living, a very creative solitude, you shouldn't worry about what is going to happen in the future or which can be your next job, because everything will mirror your inner states. Then you continue to be within yourself, and probably there are also moments where it's that solitude becomes a loneliness, but be there, just get closer and closer to those moments, and you will see that from very difficult moments will come out something extraordinary. Then the very doing is within, not without. Outside yourself is you can only project what you are, and what you have, and your job and your reality out there is just reflecting what you are. Then continue to be closer and closer to yourself, and you will see that the outside, the external, is only within. Grazie, Giovanna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Elio, my name is Ricardo, and I read your. My English is terrible, but I will try. I read your.
Where are you from?
Brazil, Santos, Brazil.
You can, if you want to speak in Portuguese, there is someone that can translate. If you.
Okay, but my question is very specific. I read your book for 5 years and read and understand. In the beginning, it was very difficult. The ideas was so eccentric that I have some difficulty. But now I understand clearly.
Good.
Much clearly. I don't have doubts about all your ideas. But
Good.
about, I don't know how to say sono, dreamer, dormir, about sono. Is the just about sleeping that you say that you don't have to sleep because is the única idea that I have some difficulty about all Dallas, include the dad. Now I don't have any doubt. I can't stay in your schools more facility. I don't have any doubts about. I have in my ring dialects because I vivific every day o dialects. But about the don't sleep, I have difficulty.
Yeah. Yeah, I do not mean, stop sleeping. I mean that you can dedicate all your time to something more useful, and to just to dream a little, to sleep a little bit less. Let you dedicate to something that is much more interesting. This is just, but don't try to stop sleeping. And I talked also about eating, to eat less. And when something happens to you, let's say a fever or a flu or something, just 1 day, 2 days of fasting and everything goes. Everything disappears. The thing is that 1 day of fasting for an ordinary person is the hell. And they prefer, to get some medicine, but they will never, resolve the problem. It will come back, and it will be harder and more difficult. The thing is, sleep less. Sleep less. It's not, lack of sleep. It's just sleep less, eat less, and die less. This is very, very important. You see, die less is very, very important. Just not to indulge in negative emotions or destructive thoughts. Yes.
Okay. Sleep less. Sleep less is more facility to understand. And all the others idea, just vivifying, I don't know how to say this, but sem palavras, without words to...
Yes, because you know why? Because the book, you have written the book. It is a book that you could write, you yourself.
Okay. I gave the book to Sergio of Explorer. I invited to read the book. Without words, about the sleep is the just that I have a little doubts. How die less, sleep less. Okay, it's better. It's better. About all the other ideas now. I practice every day, every moment. I die less every day, every moment.
Thank you. Thank you. That was nice for you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Remember, the most important thing is to die less, and lesser, and lesser, and lesser. And you will see that you will find something that it is impossible for ordinary people to achieve. Just die lesser and lesser.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See, I really appreciate what you are talking about, and Giovanna before, because you will see that we do not have questions. because you are applying what I tried to convey to you through the books, and we arrive to the point where we do not have any questions anymore, but just answers. I can say you are the answer. Then if you just get closer and closer to you, you will have all the answers, all the solutions, all the healings, and the entire salvation. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Let's be in touch.
Ok.
Olá, tudo bem? Tchau, Elio.
Hi, Elio.
Ciao. That's nice to see you.
Nice. É prazer para mim conhecer.
It's a pleasure to get to know you.
Aliás, esse foi
By the way, this is a dream that I had. When I was reading your book, I said to myself, one day I'm going to meet Elio.
That's it. I'll be waiting for you in Italy then.
Yes. Estarei lá dia, pode ter
I'll be
certeza.
there one day. You can be
Or
sure
in
of that.
any other country. We are planning to come to Brazil, and then I will meet you there.
Será prazer.
It's going to be a pleasure. Elio, first of all, I'd like to say that your book was life-changing for me. It transformed me when I understood that this transformation must be done from within to outside. I am a professor. I teach at PUC Minas, it's a university very important in Brazil. And since then, I had an entrepreneurship subject at university. And since then, I talk about your book to my students and how it represents and it's representative of a new vision in the corporate world, a vision of an economy that is based on a new consciousness. It's based in a new way of feeling, of acting, in an integral posture, in an integration of to think, to feel, and to act. And so I'd like to make a question to you. I have many questions for you, but I will leave them for our coffee that we are going to have together when you come to Brazil. But I would like to invite you for a lecture at PUC Minas for our professors and our students. If you could do this lecture for us there, it would be an honor for us. And maybe we can arrange a virtual connection, we can organize something, because you are really a reference in this conception of the new economy. You are a reference, and you are a reference in this disruption between an economy that doesn't make sense any longer and in a new way of thinking the business world, based on a new way of looking to ourselves. So I'm very, very grateful to you for everything that I've learned so far.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Anytime. Please contact Julia, and you just, anytime. I would be happy to be at your university. And we will talk about the inner economy, which is really the answer to all and everything. And you will see that there is no other economy. The external economy is, something that really doesn't work at all. Then we have to deal with the inner world and understand that from our inner states and conditions, we can really change the outer reality.
Eu agradeço imensamente e acredito Muito mesmo, né?
I really thank you. I really thank you, Elio.
Thank you.
And I really believe in what you're saying. Thank you so much, Elio.
Yeah, no belief. Just do not believe. Do not believe. Just apply it. You know, this is very, very important. No, because belief we just jump from one belief to another. We have to apply those principles, and you will see that just a few seconds you dedicate to yourself. You know, the outer world will recognize you, will acknowledge you as the people that can guide the others.
Eu tenho feito isso e tem
That's
dado.
what I've been doing, Elio, and with good results. And when I stop doing this, I notice that it's time to go back to myself, you know, because it's very fast. You can lose connection with yourself very quickly. Thank you.
Great,
Elio.
great. Tell your students that success, victory are inner states. You can be successful only within yourself. Success outside yourself is just a consequence. It's something that happens by itself. Then you have to pay attention to your inner success, which is eliminating all negative emotions and destructive thoughts. Thank you. This is economy.
Hello, Mr. D'anna. It's a pleasure.
Right.
It's a pleasure to speak to you again.
Great. That's nice to see you.
It's funny, right? The last couple of days or last couple of weeks, you've been on my mind. And I went on Instagram and just so happened, here's the dreamer. Now, my question is, from all the work that I have been doing, from all the inner work, that inner economy, my outer world is still reflecting stagnancy. I've been working, or at least I think I have, but my outer world is only a reflection of stagnancy. There's no movement. It's as if I'm on a precipice and I can't jump.
Yeah, it's difficult to understand that inner stillness, secretly and silently will take you to victory, will reveal victory. You are talking about stagnancy, which means seems a sort of I don't know, boredom or
no movement, nothing, no action.
Movement.
There's so much boiling. Yet still the pot is not bubbling.
But the stillness is the very cause of all movements. Stillness. If you remain still in your thought, in your emotions, just still, you will see that everything will happen in the way you are dreaming of. This is very, very important. That is not stagnancy. I don't know what you are doing. Probably you are trying to meditate or trying to have some discipline to still yourself. But I tell you that I went through many disciplines and many doctrines and methods and systems and I was very disappointed, very much disappointed. And only when you are disappointed, something very precious will happen.
It's within that disappointment we find the treasure.
Yeah, you are in the very good moment. No, don't try to change that moment, because you are, going, beyond that, what you call stagnation. And that is the very opportunity to go beyond and enter into a new dimension. This is very, very important. Don't worry about it. Just remain still, and you will see that stillness is the very secret.
Thank you.
There is in the Christian doctrines, they say, ask and it will be open.
You shall receive.
Seek.
Ask and you shall receive.
Seek and you will find.
Knock and the door shall open.
And the door will open. But then I am telling you, stop asking. Stop seeking. Stop knocking to the doors, because no help can come from out there, only from within. Then be with yourself, and you will see that you are the answer, the solution, and the salvation. And only from within, from yourself. Don't ask for any help. Don't seek for any guidance or a guru or teachers or doctrine or methods. And do not knock to any door to ask for a need or for something, because, you will just waste your time, your energy, and most of all, the opportunity. Then be with yourself. You will see that it comes the time where stagnation will become stillness. And that is something that very few people are able to be still.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's always
Brian,
a pleasure, Mr. D'anna. Thank you very much.
It was nice to see you, Brian. Thank you, and be in touch with me.
I will. Thank you. Ciao.
Hello, Mr. D'anna. So,
all right.
I don't even have words to describe this moment, have this opportunity to speak to you. I had a chance to read School of Gods in 2018 with a very close friend of mine, and I was, it's blown, it's connect everything that I have questions, and the answers are the book just guide me to those answers, and I just blow everything. And since then, I have a company in Brazil. Now I live in US, and I grow my company about 35 times since 2018. So I just changed everything there. I just changed the way that we thought. I just changed the way that we communicate, because we understand inner states. And then we are happy to share this with all our team in Brazil, and see that the things just happen, and everything that surrounds us just start to coming to us and say, guys, you're so different now. What's happened? And say, yeah, there's a very smart man, very wise man that says Elio D'anna. He's I don't know where his insight came from, but honestly, it's amazing, and it changed everything. So the dreamer, especially the part of the book when the dreamer asking to go into the theater, that part, it blows up everything, because you're like, how can somebody just go to the theater and get inside the theater? And then suddenly we just realize that the point is we have a lot of doubts. We don't believe in ourselves. Honestly, in inner state, we don't see ourselves with the power that we have. And I have to say that you just come all those things over in myself, especially. And I just wanted to thank you, to say, keep going the work that you are doing. It's fantastic, amazing. And I would love to attend your school in person. I'm just waiting for this pandemic stuff, and I will stay there. I will go there, and I would love to gospel yourself, because you are amazing.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Tell you.
Thank you very much. That was nice. It's you see, in listening to you and people before you, it's you know, it's I feel that you are acquiring a language, a new language, and this is very, very important. You will see that when you talk this language that comes from within, and you will see that the people really are, you know, just you know, remain in a state of admiration, and you know, they see in you something that is I can say remarkable, extraordinary, you know, but you are just showing a very simple thing, that all that you believe that was outside yourself is coming from within. This is such a simple but very difficult overturn. You know, it's very, very difficult. That is a revolution. But for you, I can see your face. It was very simple. That means that you are ready to accept those principles. I thank you very much, Ricardo. It was
no. I thank you.
Let's be in touch, because we are planning to have the school, the European School of Economics in your country. And then please, all the people that are ready for that are welcome to help me to create an incredible school for new leaders and new people that can really understand that the only revolution is the individual one.
Yeah. That's so. Thank you. You are very. As soon as you have it, I will be there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ricardo. See you soon.
See you.
Hello.
Hello.
I met you.
Of course, in Greece, Thessaloniki.
Everything. I remember.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored about that. Sorry for my voice. I'm speaking from 8 o'clock until 10 o'clock at night, so it's 14 hours of speaking. First of all, thank you very much for being in my life through your books, and not only, thank God, through the internet and through your visitations in Greece. You put too many things in my life in a way that I strategically put them. I knew them inside me, and I couldn't earlier understand them. And thank you very much about that, indeed. First of all, I have some questions. I put them on chat, but they let me do this now. I wanted to ask you something. When we interact with other people, okay, as friends, as lovers, as colleagues, I know that we put some roles in our lives. Okay, you said that. I have the role of a mother, of a businessman, of a businesswoman, of an employee, of anything. Okay, we put some roles in our lives, and these roles have some people in it. Okay, do we invite them? And in some situations, do they invite us in their world, in their projections? I'm really confused about that.
Yeah.
Because we don't like the outcome sometimes. And what is it? And how can we explain that? This is the main question, the first one.
Okay. Then just few words. Don't worry about the others. Worry only about yourself. Don't worry about the others. If something happens in the outer world, you have to be able to stop blaming the others, stop complaining, stop self-justifying. This is simple to say, but very difficult to apply. Stop blaming the others for your misfortunes or for your, downs and for your, sadness or solitude or whatever. Try to understand that all comes from you, from within. And if you find yourself in a very negative experience, or just negative experience, understand that all comes from you, from within. Then you have to turn towards yourself and see that you yourself are the author of that scenario, of that experience, and not the others. The others are just telling you what you do not want to see and touch within yourself. This is very, very important to understand why the word is necessary, just because it lets you see all the truth about yourself. Then anything you see in the outer world has to have your inner consent to happen. Otherwise, it cannot happen. Then you are in charge. You are the author and creator of whatever is happening.
You see, 100% in my life, I only accuse me.
Are you sure that this is the 99%?
90%, not 99. It's a difference of a 9%. No, it's 9. I left 10% to the others. I really do. I really do. And some people tell me, don't blame only yourself.
They say.
There are other people, yes. They say that don't blame yourself only, and they're too shitty people and all this thing, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Anyway.
But I say don't blame the others.
Don't blame you more, because I say, it's my fault again. I did it again. Okay. I usually do this all of my life since I was a child, and I want to ask you about children, because I don't know if I am a mother, and the only thing that I understood from my boy is that he always wanted to be happy, no matter what. No matter what. He wanted to sleep, he was fighting about this. He wanted to eat, he was fighting. He wanted to be, because he wanted to be happy, finally. Only this. And I thought that before I wrote your book, that this is the normal way. And the other way that we are living is paranormal. Can you understand this?
No.
No, you can't. Okay. So as adults, we learn more to be paranormal, subnormal. Not to be happy. Subnormal. Yes, not to be happy. Usually. No, I'm not talking about me, because I always wanted to be happy. I always wanted to be happy. But I found myself that I didn't, how can I say it? I didn't fight for my happiness too many times in my life.
Yeah, you see, did you read my book? Did you read?
Yes, both of them.
Yeah, it's when if you read the Technology of the Dreamer, now there was one question that says, "Are you happy?" Someone asked to the dreamer.
Yes, yes.
And the dreamer says, "I am much more than happy. I am free." I mean, free from negative emotions, free from destructive thoughts, from fear, from doubts. This is what you can call happiness. Free from death, inner death, because we die thousands of times during a day. We have to die lesser and lesser every day. And you will see that happiness is your very nature. You have not to find happiness outside yourself. You will never find it. It's impossible. There is no happiness out there because there is only freedom from within. If you are free from fears and doubts and guilt and fault, you say that it's my fault. It's not your fault. You have to be responsible for the world, for your body. Just responsible. Responsible means to respond, to answer to your body. And you can answer your body only if you are free from fears, doubts, and negative emotions. This is it. Then it's a work that you have to do with yourself, on yourself, and that is the way to change and give happiness to your body. It is always you yourself. Don't indulge in a negative emotion. When something negative, something very tough comes within yourself, just stop, be still, and watch it. Don't try to change it. Don't try to transform it. Just watch it, observe it, and you will see that in a few minutes, that very thing within dissolves, disappears. And when you are free from within, you will see that the outer world will recognize you as the very savior of the world.
So is it normal that I stand still? Sometimes I don't move, and I'm really happy about it. And
Very good.
many people come to me, even in a club or in a party or something, and I'm standing and I watch, and I'm very happy. I'm really, and I don't move, I don't dance, and I'm happy. And
but you have to do it. You have to do it, but in secret. Don't be still in front of others, because that is becomes a sort of.
Yeah, sometimes it's scary. I think. It's odd. It's odd. Yes, it's odd for some people.
But
yes.
When if you have to be still, just be with yourself in your room.
I do it in my home.
No
yes.
one.
Every day.
Yeah.
Okay. I do it in my home, and I want to ask you last question because there are too many people. I'm really sorry. Okay. About the absence of the food, I'm really good about that. I don't care about it a lot. It only comes once in a day or twice. It's not, but I do like to sleep. And when I sleep about 5 to 6 hours a day. I do sleep so heavy, so I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything.
That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's just you need that and then accept it. But one day you will see that your sleep will be very superficial and you can hear everything. But just work on your inner emotions, negative emotions. That is something that when you get rid of it, you will see that your sleep will be, just on the surface, and you will be outside and inside of yourself and be aware of everything that is happening within yourself and outside yourself. But just get rid of, inner negative states. That is the most important thing. I can see your face is improving just in a few minutes. This is very, very, this is very important.
I'm very happy I saw you again. I'm very happy. I'm really grateful about that. Thank you very much. I have too many questions, but I can't. But do it
you can get in touch.
Yes.
You can write to me. Okay.
Yes.
Anytime.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much again. Bye bye. Bye.
Joseph.
Boa noite, Elio.
Good evening, Elio.
Ciao, Joseph.
Good evening.
Are you a professor, Joseph? Are you a professor? I cannot hear you.
Não sou professor.
No, I'm not a professor.
Not professor.
I am already. I'm a student now. I study the Escola of Gods.
This is the most beautiful book I've ever read. It's the most precious book I have in my library. And what I would like to ask you is that I identify the dreamer as our consciousness, our multidimensional I. And to be in contact with the dreamer is impressive. And it harmonizes our ego. That is the way that we act in the world. Is that what you want to say in your book?
You can see that I am not familiar, and I do not want to be familiar with some terminology. The dreamer is you yourself. The ego is nothing. It is not bad. The ego is very necessary if you use it. If you get used by it, that is very, very dangerous. But I mean, the ego is a mask that we have to wear every day. You go in the society, you meet people, and you have to wear a mask, which we call ego, and the role that you have to occupy in the society. But that's not bad. You have to just not to identify with it, believing that that mask is you yourself. And if you understand... Sorry?
Perfeito, eu entendo exatamente assim.
Okay, yes, that's the way I understand, but the ego must be educated, and it is educated by the dreamer, by the conversation of the ego and the dreamer. This is the way I understand it.
Educate the ego. The ego that we can call the false personality is something that is educated from outside, and then you have just to understand that from within you can lead it, and you can be in charge of it, and use it at will, and not used by it. This is very, very important. It's I mean. We should go through, birth, our growth, and let's say, and death, to understand that we identified with the false personality, and we were used and misleading by it, just because we forgot our very nature, which is, the very author and creator of the reality we are living in. This is important to understand. Then one day we can talk about it. We have to understand that birth and death are just inventions. Birth and death are just something that we invented, but just through forgetfulness. If you start to remember yourself, you will see that you were never born and you will never die, because death and birth belong to ego, belong to a false personality. When you understand that you are behind, you are leading, you are in charge of whatever is happening outside yourself, and included the false personality, you will see that they lose their power on you. And you will see that your birth and your death never happened and never will happen, Now it is a very long, discussion. This one. It's just to tell. I don't know if I answered your question, but when you pronounce ego, you will see that in my book I never talked about the ego. Because I think that the ego is something that you have to use as a device. It's a tool that you have to use at will and not used by it. This is very, very important. Then you will see that our identification with the outer world, with negative emotions, with fears and doubts, they led us towards, believing that we were born and one day we are going to die. And I was, I was a revolutionary. I tried with all my strength to eliminate this description. The description of birth, the description of death. They are just ideas, concepts, and not reality. Then this is very important. You will find this in my books, and you will see that we have to stop identifying with description of the world, with the description of death and birth, and you will see that life will come out, real life. I don't know if did you read The Technology of the Dreamer, Joseph?
Algumas partes, sim.
Some parts of it, not all. But then, would you say that the external world is an illusion? It's a holographic projection made by our internal world?
Yeah, it is a sort of movie that we are the script writers, producers, and many times we are the actors. And when you are in the movie, you have to obey to the role that the world wants you to play. This is very, very important. You cannot deny the role that the world is giving you. You have to understand that you go in the world and you have to act as an actor, as a very good actor, your role. You have to act the role of a father, role of a husband, role of an entrepreneur, the role of an employee or employer, and you have just to act. When you stop acting, you die. We are all acting as actors and as actresses, but we are unconscious of it. When you become conscious of it, you will act, consciously, intentionally, and you have to act impeccably what you have been and what you are to the eyes of the other people, especially your relatives and the people very close to you. You have to act. Never stop acting consciously.
Fantástico, perfeito.
Fantastic, perfect. I'm very happy in be part of this live and having received this answer from you. Very good.
This is it. Joseph, this is the way how to remember yourself, being within yourself, and at the same time being with the world, enjoy the world, but acting. Never forget you have to be a great actor, impeccable actor, and no one has to know about your acting. Only you yourself know that you are acting. And you have to be, flawless, impeccable.
Nenhuma partícula de inferno.
Not a particle of hell.
Not ever. I mean, if you just live a moment of hell.
É um jogo entre. É um jogo em que eu sou o protagonista.
It's a play in which I'm the main actor and also the antagonist many times, isn't it?
Very good, absolutely. When you know that the antagonist is your creature.
Muito grato, e eu gostaria de dar a oportunidade a outros.
To act outside yourself and remember yourself within is the way of a warrior. And you will see that everything goes right. If you act outside yourself and you remember yourself, you are within yourself all the time. You will see that life is a great, a beautiful, stage, a theatrical stage to act, to live in, and to enjoy. Thank you very much, Joseph.
Eu não tenho dúvida disso. Muito obrigado.
I don't doubt it. Thank you so much, Elio.
Ciao, Elio. It's so nice to talk with you again, Elio.
Thank you.
And my question is, I would like more details about the golden age of creative leisure.
All right, that's nice. It's nice that you got it. Yeah, absolutely. I really believe that in the next decade, people will stop working and they will be jobless. Not for because it is a condemnation or a threat, but just because machines and the computers and the robots will be the next employees, slaves, and they will do all the work, physical, intellectual work that up to now, we were all slaves, or working and to depend on a salary. This will, from my point of view, this is going to end. And you can see that the epidemic period we are living now is just the threshold. Do you understand the threshold to a new dimension? And it's just pre-announcing, a period of golden creative leisure. Man will never work anymore and will dedicate all his life just to art, culture, traveling, enjoying himself, herself. And this is, I call it the golden creative leisure, which is, it isn't the power of not doing. And it is not just stillness, but it is a very creative stillness. You will change your own reality through stillness, through all the activity of art and painting and creativity. This is what the man and woman will be dedicated. By now, they cannot do this because they still, humanity, is still in a state that they really want to work to occupy their own life. And this is why we cannot live in a period of time where joblessness will be a blessing and not a condemnation. It's coming, and you will see that with this disease, what they call a very mortal disease, is just announcing an era which is a very, very interesting period of time where war will disappear, wars will disappear, and poverty will disappear. It takes probably 1 or 2 decades, and you will see that this is just announcing an incredible moment, an incredible time. Are you already in a state of creativity? What is your job, Janine?
I'm a lawyer, but at the moment, I don't work.
You are a lawyer. Oh, I see. That's good. You're working in a
just studying and reading and taking care of me.
Oh, that's good. That's good. But you will see that also the lawyers will one day they will be just in a machine where you can just push a button and you will have the result coming out of a machine. Then I am sure that all jobs will disappear in the next few decades, and we will give all our activities to machines and robots. But this is very good for all of us. It's a great blessing. Thank you, Janine. It's a nice.
Okay,
I'd like to talk to you about the antagonist and all the things that will happen in your job. And this is something that you had to ask right now. And you will see that it is very interesting to understand that the antagonist is something that you invent. When you have a great idea, the antagonist appears. And in your job, in your profession, you will see many people fighting each other. But to understand that the antagonist is something very, very necessary for your development, then you will see that when something comes against you, you will, if you read the book and if you apply my principles, you will see that the antagonist is an incredible entity that you will understand that the antagonist will love you much more than you can love yourself. The antagonist knows where you want to, what do you want to achieve, more than yourself. Thank you, Janine. You are very young, but go through the books and we will talk about it. Grazie.
Okay, thank you very much, Elio. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Hey, young boy, how are you?
I would like to thank you for the opportunity of talking to you. And I have many questions. That there are some issues that I have solved up with your book, with reading your book. But when you have a question and you solve one, then 10 other questions appear, you know. You solve a problem and then 10 new problems appear. It's like you give 1 step forward, but then you give 3 steps backwards, you know. And then I see that it's complicated to find a solution for the present without thinking about the past, without wanting the return of something that is in the past. Because I know that perhaps if you don't look at the past, it would be better. But, you know, you can have a more brilliant future. So I would like to know, how can you deal with a kind of an apathy, stagnation, and then be able to feel confident about the future, even when you are not very confident, you know? How can you be sure that you are going to see something that is going to leave you happy? How can you feel this positivity in your life? Concrete, you know? Not something just that passes by. I know that the moment is important, but I want something that lasts long, not a fleeting sensation of happiness and then you fall down again in the downs of your life, and then only after a lot of time you go again to life, you know? How can you have this positive impact in your life that lasts? Can you understand what I mean, Elio?
Yes. It is something that many younger people feel. They are very uncertain about the future, but the future is not in time. The future is right now. You have to live your moment, this very moment, fully, in totally, and not to defer, move in the future, or what will happen in the future, because that is only imagination. Many times it's negative imagination. You have just to live the moment and reach this very instant. Make it rich and full, and don't worry about the future. Don't worry about the past. Just worry, be concerned about this very moment. And this is, if you pay attention to this very instant, you will see that the future will come out of this very moment. The now is the source and the very cause of whatever is happening in the future. Then pay attention to this very moment, and now is within you. Then turn towards yourself and see that from within you are building the entire life and the future from within. Then if you are living, without fears, without doubts, without guilt and anger or sadness within yourself, you will see that the future will mirror this very instant. Then don't worry about the future. Don't worry about time, because time is something that is just an invention. Man invented time just to see and feel something that is in the invisibility. Now you are a young man. I can tell you about the motto of my university in Europe and in the States. That is, the motto is visibilia ex invisibilitas. That means, you can see and touch, only what you create in your being, in your invisibility. Then the visible comes from invisibility. You have to be here now, to be in a state of being, a state of fearlessness, and you will see that the future will follow. And there is nothing to plan, nothing to program, there is only this very moment. If you live in total awareness, this very moment, you will see that the future will mirror this moment, and it will be, joyful and successful. I'd like to, I don't know you. I'd like to talk to you, if you're in presence, because it's, you are asking something that all young people want to ask. What is going to happen? Especially in this period of time. It's if you do not pay attention to this very moment and constantly be in the now, you will suffer, to desire something, to expect something, to imagine something, and that is all false. You have to return to yourself in this very now, where the real being, real you, abides, dwells. My young boy, there is no secret. There is no, a solution coming from outside. Only you yourself. Don't lean on anybody outside yourself, but just on yourself. There is no help that is coming from outside, but only from yourself. This is very, very important. If you understand this, you will be in charge of the entire world.
I understand what you say. Yes, even the dreamer. I understand, but even so, it seems that there is a difference between my experience and yours, because in the book it seems that the dreamer is really a human being materialized, and I believe that if I had a dreamer materialized here where I am now, everything will be more perfect. And inside myself, things look like a little dark, a little obscure. Inside me, things seem not so very much real, although I know that the invisible is much more real than the visible. But, most of myself want material, something material. I want to touch, I want to feel.
That's right, but whatever you touch and see is coming from within. Then pay attention to your inner world, and you will know what is going on outside yourself. The external depends upon the internal, and not vice versa. Then pay attention to your inner being, and the outer world will follow.
Eu consigo entender bastante isso.
I understand.
Good. This is nice.
But I always want new experiences. I read a lot. Every time I read again, I understand more. It makes sense, especially the question of the antagonist, how it gets bigger with your experience, how things get weird, things that at first were easier now get more difficult, but at least now you have much more depth to solve problems. I understand this is very clear.
Good.
But even so, I need to study more, to go more into myself too.
That's right.
To understand this external
Very
world.
good.
Obrigado pela chance de
Obrigado.
participar aqui.
And you will see that the next time you will, everything will be much more clear.
Eu acredito nisso.
I believe in that.
Then, good. There is a last question. Thank you very much, my young man. Okay? And then when I come to you to Brazil with my school, you will be studying at my school. No, probably for a master.
Vai ser prazer. Verdade.
It's going to be a pleasure. Yes, right. Yes, I am already graduated.
Yeah, very good. That's why you need the master on MBA.
Então.
To improve your career.
Verdade.
Thank you
Obrigado.
very much. There is a last one. Oh, that's it. Okay, Sergio, I thank you so much, Sergio. It was, it's the time you cannot answer to all questions, but you can have another moment, another session if you plan it, another date. I will be happy to be. Brazil is my second country. I tell you, they are so close to me and to what I've been writing for so many years, and it's nice. I will never be so much popular as I am in Brazil and in any other country, and this is interesting because I don't know why, a country like Brazil or Greece or Turkey, it's my book. It's so much part of your life, and this is I really am very grateful to you, and I thank Julia that she did a very good job. Okay, and I hope that to come to your country one of these days. Yeah.
This is my dream.
Okay, this is
I just realized one right now. I'm speechless to express my emotions. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. I was speaking Portuguese to closing this event to Brazilian audience. Bom, Elio, gratidão.
So, Elio, I thank you really a lot because you have given your time to us. I have received here some messages on my WhatsApp. People are thanking me. People are interacting. Everybody says that you are so loving and so generous, so giving in talking to people and giving your attention. You don't have this off-the-shelf answers, you really want to take your time and talk to people. This was the sensation I had when I first read your book and on the contacts that I had with you. So your presence is really remarkable. So for the people who attended this live today, I'm sure that they really felt this energy, this loving kindness of a person that considers now the world a much better place. So I'm very happy, I'm very thankful. You brought me joy. I really realized a dream, bringing your principles to our audience, because these are really disruptive ideas, and it's past time that people do this internal revolution. This should go viral and spread through people, because these ideas are fantastic. These are amazing concepts. I think your book, it's a key that starts the brain of the person on when you put the key on the brain, you know. It doesn't matter how much the person understands from your book, but it always brings about the best part of the person, your book, you know, and your book makes people more conscious, more prone to construct a better world, more happy world. And in my conception, this is also God, you know, this is like being God, because we are making the good. We are trying to extract what the people get inside them that is the better part of themselves. And I'm sure that the dream of today is realized, and the coming of esse to Brazil is going to be realized as well, to South America. Let's just wait some time, and things are already set. So thank you so much, Elio.
That's nice.
And I would like to
many people are coming from all over the world, you know, where tonight, and this is interesting because we can do the same in a few days, in a few months, and you will see that could be something that we can repeat, you know, in any period of time, and to invite people all over the world. From all over.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. Thank you. And then I will come to your universities and talk to the young people. They really, you know, have to enter into something that is not the old obsolete, you know, programs they are studying, but they have to absolutely, you know, touch something that comes from another dimension. This is very important. And if you talk to universities and schools, I will be happy to, you know, to encounter the students in your country. And anytime, probably in a few months or few years, we can plan to have a European School of Economics in your country. Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. Sergio, I thank you so much.
Thank you. Eu agradeço você, eu ia
Thank you so much. I wanted to confess that along my life, I had some masters, you know, and these masters made me be more impeccable, you know, and today I have my dreamer. And this dreamer is you know, and it helps me to seek for this integrity. So you are part of my life, you are part of the lives of everybody who were here today. I'm sure that the people who were not able to finish reading the book, now they are going to be motivated and are going to try to finish it, because for me, it's so important to hear you and remember what I've read, you know. And so I live again everything with that intensity, this super consciousness. So thank you, Elio. And I also would like to thank all the audience who were with us until now. Congratulations to you all, because you have invested your time. To invest is an interesting word because it presupposes a return, you know, but I'm sure you have this return in the form of quality. My heart is full of gratitude to you all who were part of my dream of promoting this event. Thank you so much. Gratitude to you all. Thank you to all your team, to everybody who participated today.
Thank you, Sergio. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, our interpreter that I'm missing the name.
It's Betania, Elio. It's Betânia.
Betânia?
Eu falei que ia pedir palmas para Betânia no final, porque ela foi sensacional.
Yeah, she's very kind. I thank you, all of you. And then I see you in the next time. Thank you very much. It was
For sure. Thank you. Thank you all.
Goodbye.